you want to be a winner, not only have to understand how to win, but to understand how to consistently win.
We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit.
That's our brand of football. If you want to be a winner, not only have to understand how to win, but to understand how to consistently win.
We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit.
That's our brand of football.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Nick Shine Show. I am your host, Nick. Shout out to my father. It's 12/12. That was his birthday. What up, Dad? Miss you, buddy. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get things kicked off right now. Forgive me. My mind's in a fog when I thought of my father. Now, the New York Jets defense played very well this past week. Can they keep that going? Is Jermaine Johnson the key to an elite defense? It looks like he may be. We're going to get into that and much more after Blitz BK. Turn it up!
It's got
Gentry covering the bumble!
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his prime, it's Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined, to get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky. Who, me? Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show.
Fantastic.
Yes. Shout out to Blitz BK. Can't wait to be with him and many of you as maniacs and shiners Sunday in the parking lot. And we'll miss all of you that can't make it. All of you. Ladies and gentlemen, before we even get going, Ricky New York gifted a membership. Thank you, Ricky. It went to Joe Bonesy. We're going to see Joe Bonesy Sunday. Awesome, Ricky. And if you're wondering, hey, Ricky just gifted, what does that get him? Well, it gets him a shout out because he's the fucking man. But it also gets him on the wheel for the sack exchange from the stock exchange photo with uno, dos, tres, cuatro signatures. I don't know if that's how you say signatures, but if you throw that little chores at the end, it works in my mind. And that's all that matters. But ladies and gentlemen, any raffle entries that you want, $5 super chats and up, gifted memberships, get you on the wheel. Yeah. That's how we do it here. My brain is in a fog today, man. My brain is in a fog. All right, let's get focused here. Now, the New York Jets defense. We saw a different team on the defensive side of the ball than we've seen all season. We saw good play calling, which we've been asking for. We've been seeing, all right, let me change you. Yeah, this can't pump out 1080. All right, there we go. We saw Jermaine Johnson return. We saw Brownlee make an impact. We saw Maui Noah. Allen. We saw Maui Noah make an impact from the middle of the field. We saw a team that looked like they finally got the scheme, and we saw the scheme get called correctly by Wilkes. Very, very important part of this process. Now, can they build on that? Was it the trip to London? Did Denver play bad? Or did the New York Jets make Denver play bad? Carolina has been running the ball really well. The Jets finally played the run well this past week. Jermaine Johnson make an impact? Sure. Clemens needs to regress. Clemens can't be on the field as much as he was when Jermaine was out. What we need from Clemens is to be that physical. I don't want to say JFM type, but he's been playing that type of JFM role where sometimes he's D tackle, sometimes he's D end. Just be physical and get off the blocks, man. That's it. Tie people up. Don't allow guys to take you out and just clear the path or don't take yourself out of position like you did against Tampa, allowing big run after big run. 6 weeks is usually the time where the scheme is implemented fully. Everyone should know their responsibilities, their details, their tasks on each play. This could be a good sign for the Jets. We know we have questions with Fields on offense. We had our best defensive performance in a very long time, and we still lost. So, if you're on the defensive side of the ball and you had that players only meeting last week, coincidence that they played great after that? No, I don't think so. I think there's something to that. On top of JJ coming back, on top of Brownlee having an impact. I think that this defense may have turned the corner. You know, we got to see Quinnen getting home more. Will McDonald hasn't had a sack since the opener in Pittsburgh against Pittsburgh. There's a lot of things we could do better. We didn't have a perfect performance, but we disrupted Nix enough to take him off of his spot. And that's what we need to do. You got to disrupt the timing. Even if you don't, interceptions happen when you can take the quarterback off their spot, make them throw the ball beforehand. We haven't been doing that. That's why we're not getting interceptions. We're not forcing the quarterback to throw the ball early. They're able to hit their spots time and time again, and it's just too easy. When you start to get sacks and when you start to get home and when you start to pressure the quarterback consistently and constantly, that's when they're going to rush a pass, and that's when you have an opportunity on the back end to make a play or jump a route. When you know your pass rush is going to get home. Can we do that? Can we get home against Carolina? Can we disrupt Young? I hope we can. We're going to be there. We're going to have a massive group. Can't wait to see all of you on Sunday. Tailgate show party is going to be bumping. DJ is going to be partying. You guys are going to be having a blast. The football is ready to go. It's pumped up. We're going to have a good time in the parking lot. And then we're going to go into the game. JJ, are you coming Sunday? I haven't heard from you. You're obviously scared of me and don't call in to Jake when I'm on. Others do that, not you. You're a nice guy. Yeah, you know what, man? I really was encouraged by what I saw by Maui Noah on Sunday. Oh, you're not that JJ. All right. Well, JJ, are you going? I don't like that JJ anyway. I was asking about you. Anybody who's going Sunday, today's your last day to get your tailgate in. That's the info right there. I'm going to send the second payment to Joe later today. But that's your information that you need right there. As Jake has said, we will be doing a raffle giveaway on top of it. Yeah, I will be at E26. If you, I have a big white GMC Sierra truck. You can't miss it. I'll be in the lot right at 8 o'clock. Come see me at 9. Joe, the tailgate, the food, and everything start at 9 o'clock. If you get there earlier, as soon as I get the wristbands, I have a list on my phone. I'll give them to you and check them off. You come see me, not Joe. Joe was able, if you purchase through Joe, then go see Joe. They have their list and their check-in at the table. But if you purchase through us at the discount rate for the group, you got to come see me. He'll give me a baggie with all the wrist bracelets in it. But yeah, just check in with me, and we'll get you all situated, and you can enjoy. It's BYOB. Don't forget that, ladies and gentlemen. Joe said they'll have mocktails set up. If you bring a bottle, they'll have ice, cups, mixers, everything you need. So you just have to bring. You just have to bring what you want to consume. If you bring beers, we'll get a cooler set up. If you want to put beer on ice, if you don't want to carry your cooler throughout the lot. Boomtown, ladies and gentlemen, joining the tailgate in spirit. No other way to do it. As we're talking about people consuming spirits, Boomtown will be there in spirits. Bill M. will be there in spirit. JJ says, I'd have to be piss drunk to watch this team at the game. Well, JJ, what do you think the 4-hour tailgate's for? It's for cigars. Cigars. And shout out to Metro Funny, who will be bringing me a box of cigars, he told me. I can't wait. Light that up. Listen, throw the football around with the boys, talk shit, dance with the ladies, smoke cigars, and then go into the game. And then as soon as I get in the game, and as soon as it turns ugly, do you know what I want? To get back in the parking lot, smoke cigars. Oh, hell yeah, Genergy. Let me quote Bobby Midnight. Oh yeah, that all you're gonna be wearing? Ooh, bells. Ooh yeah. Ooh yeah. Ooh, just bells? Ooh. But, ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. When the show started, we're 3 subs away from 1,800. Would appreciate you helping us get there. We're 2 away, ladies and gentlemen. We are 2 away from 1,800. I appreciate everyone's support on this channel in every fashion that you do it. A box is a box. That's what she said. Yeah, Bobby Midnight's freaky is never turned down. But let's do something we haven't done in a bit. I got a lot of time. I started earlier today. So let's throw out questions. You guys got any questions about the Jets? Do you have any questions about anything? I really shouldn't have said anything with this group of people. But fire off your questions, folks. Don't forget the raffle going on. $5 super chats and up get you on. Gifted memberships get you on. We had a big fall off in the last week. In September, we had an onslaught. Anything football related with the Jets, Dixon, I clarified. The late show is for other things. Ladies and gentlemen, Sam is in the raffle. Says, put me in for the raffle. Great show. Thank you, buddy. I can't wait to meet you on Sunday. I had no idea your Discord name, this was you, until yesterday's show. So I know we've been talking a lot on there. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Well, your name is not your name on Discord. So I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Like asking me all these questions. I'm like, I won't know who this is. And now I know. So I'm happy about that. Georgie with a $2 super chat saying, be there in spirit fighting Cho in the parking lot. Georgie, yeah, man, we'll facilitate that. We'll get a call in the Discord, or message me your number if you have an iPhone. We'll FaceTime you. Nate, is Joe cool with me selling pre-rolls and tequila sunrises in bags? It's not Joe. It's the state police. I mean, you do whatever you want in the parking lot. But if you're a website and you're promoting the party with alcohol as part of the purchase, that's the issue. But that's the thing. That's what got these parties flagged, is that you can't provide alcohol without a permit. And it's state grounds. It has nothing to do with the Jets. All right. What we got here? Hold on. Jake just sent an email. If you want to be on the field after the game, Jake just sent out an email that you have to sign the waiver link. Those shits go right in my pants into MetLife. Yeah, it was Nate. You know what? Nate Nate took the wind out of my sails by immediately saying, "Oh, I messed that one up. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it." Good catch, Nate. He always ruins my fun. He always ruins my good time. Even when I'm about to explode on one of the comments. Pause. I said explode on the comment. All right. Philly Noodles was. Do you think this team will be more aggressive? GW presser answers and Hall's free 20. What do you think? You can only be as aggressive as the quarterback throwing the ball. I just want to see him throw the ball. Like when you say aggressive, like I don't know if that means a downfield passing attack. Like just get rid of the ball. Just get rid of the ball on time. Like if you're Tanner Engstrand, you got to sit down with him, look at the film, and be like, why didn't you throw this? What are you seeing that this is not showing on film? Is he seeing ghosts? Yes. People have horrible flashbacks of Sam Darnold saying that against Bill Belichick. But the truth is, that's a very common phrase used amongst quarterbacks. What it means is, I'm seeing things that aren't there. I'm thinking they're going to do this, and then it's not there. That's the expression. So, are you confused? Are you blind? Are you not confident? Are you not comfortable with the playbook? What can we do to elevate you? What can we do to get the ball out of your hand on time? You know what I would do? I would start off with throwing swing passes. That's how I would start off the passing attack. You got Garrett out, probably. Reynolds might be out. So you have a Ty Johnson, Arian Smith. You have speed. Now, what do? You send that speed downfield, and then you throw swing passes. They're playing man. You spread the defense out, swing the pass to Brees. Allow this to be one of the games where Brees catches 7 balls, runs 20 times. And if you're going to win, you just put the game on Brees's back. But you throw the swing passes, you get him out in space, and you let him create. And then after you get that going, now you fake it out, and then you look up, and you should have Taylor right up the middle because the linebackers are going to have to get wide to account for that. So I would start the game plan at the perimeter in the passing attack, and then I would look to get the ball up the middle of the field at times to tight ends or Arian Smith with his speed. But you got to get Brees going in the passing game to open it up for other guys who might not be able to do it on their own. So that's how I would start that off, Philly. I would definitely look to get Brees the ball in space and allow other guys to help you as the game goes on. I would move the pocket. I would get Fields out of the pocket. I would get him running the ball more. I would do some designed runs. We saw a bootleg against Pittsburgh in week 1. We haven't really seen that. I saw some numbers come out earlier. 85% of his passes is from the pocket. That is not where we want Fields. That is not where we want him. Stack says, do you see anyone coming up from the PES to play this Sunday with the injuries? We got to know who's out first, right? Like, I think this is a game where fans have been screaming for Pritchett. This might be the game he comes up. You know, Brandon Smith should be active again with Garrett and possibly Reynolds out. So, you know, that's that big body receiver. If you're Fields, under center, 3-step drop, slant, put it on him. He showed ability to catch in traffic, in tight coverage. We don't have that element to this offense. It's a productive, helpful element. Use it. And Stack, I did miss it because it was in between the two super chats. So forgive me. Bad timing on your part, bad vision on my part. And as always, we're a great team. JJ says Dowdle is running like a monster. Yeah, he is. He's been very impressive. Is this the week to air it out with no Wilson? What do we have out there? We're going to have a great game plan, and we're going to have a quarterback who runs the game plan effectively and efficiently. And we haven't had that yet. So I would say I have little faith in the passing attack. I would say this has to be a Brees on the ground and a Brees in the flat game with a dominant defense, with good special teams again, if we're going to win. Nate, spread them out with 4 wide, have Justin Fields in the pocket, take the sack, 3rd and 19. Now what? Your turn. We haven't run any. The last one we ran was a tight end screen to Smart in the Green Bay preseason game. Oregon Jets, we might not score at all this week. I can't say that because our special teams return game is good. If we get a turnover again, I would love to see Nick Folk kick a 62-yarder. That would be the icing on the cake. Oh, that would make everyone go crazy if they have to kick like a 62-yarder with Nick Folk. That'll be fun. Oh, sack 3rd and 29. All right, I saw this update. Sack 3rd and 29. Also, bathroom break for a lot of us, or blunt break for some of you. I believe the trade deadline is the Tuesday after our bye. After our Sunday off, we have Cincinnati, then we have the bye week, and I think it's the Tuesday after the bye. So get out of that Cincinnati game healthy. Take your calls. Rusty, just remember that Carolina is 0-3 on the road. Very nice. Dylan supports the message. Needs several blunt breaks during these games. Billy, the Jets defense will have a repeat performance. Unfortunately, so will the offense. More at 11. Yeah, man, listen, this team, if we could just get the team that we thought we would have, if we could get that team that runs the ball well, plays good defense, and can get Fields to just be efficient on 3rd down, we got a shot in some of these games. Philly says, if we trade JJ, would mail Woody a full bag of shit or have Gorman do it? If it's 2 1s, I'm not going to be that upset. I'll miss JJ. I love him as a leader. I love his performance on the field. But he's going to be 27 in January. I'm not saying he's untouchable. Garrett, Sauce with their contracts are untouchable. Membu, Olu, Titman. That's it. So for those of you that think that we have this great teams have a lot of untouchable guys. We don't. It's not pretty. You know, we need another. I like this draft. I said it yesterday. I'll say it again. I like this draft. I like this draft a lot. Membu is going to be a right tackle for a long time. Taylor, once he gets a quarterback, is going to be a very good tight end. AZ Thomas is our biggest question mark. He's our biggest unknown. Malachi Moore shouldn't give up the starting job. Like, he should develop and he should keep that job from Adams, and that should be his for years to come. Maui Noga looks great. Looked great this week. Build on it. Get better. If you can steal a fifth round linebacker who goes on to be your starter for years to come, that's a great draft pick. Arian Smith, question marks. Lot of speed. Just haven't utilized them the right way. Barron is a depth piece and a special teamer, which is what you get late in the draft. If he could develop into a defensive end 3, all right, that's a solid pick. But right now, I mean, guys are, we traded up for him. Gives a shit. You give up a fucking 6 or a 7. Who cares? Antoine Staley says Josh Reynolds is warming up at the beginning of practice, but I haven't seen Garrett Wilson. Reynolds dealing with a hip, Wilson with the knee. Yeah, Wax is that's waxing poetic justice right there. It's the team never clicks. It's very rarely on all cylinders. We have to stress every game. Nate says trade Simpson. If you get a call, you have to, right? Or you get a 4. Maybe a desperate contender loses a guard and needs a 3. But I mean, you're at the point where you have to be sellers. You cannot hold on to guys on expiring contracts. If you can get anything for them, you do it. Boomtown. Nick, you have commented multiple times that you feel there's a need to take a center in next year's draft. Can you expand on why? I'd argue the priority is very low based on our needs list. I just want to lock up center for a long time. I want to have young rookie contracts on the offensive line so we can spend money elsewhere to develop the team. We're going to have the rookie quarterback contract. I would love to have the rookie offensive line contract as well for a couple of years where we don't have to have those massive deals. I think Myers is okay, but I don't want okay. I want to have one of those best offensive lines in the league. I want to have an offense that can dominate a football game. I want to have an offense that can beat the shit out of you. If we move Quinnen and we get a number 1 and we have 3 of the top 33 picks in the draft, I would love to see a full onslaught of offense. Address the defense through free agency with low risk, high reward types of players, and then go get a quarterback, a wide receiver, and a center with the first 3 picks. That's what I would do as of now. We don't know if we're going to move Quinnen. We don't know what that return would be, but I would love to have the offensive line on low contracts. So if we got to go spend big money on a receiver, or if we want to spend big money on a defensive tackle to replace Quinnen, we can do it. Myers has been okay, but I want to have one of the best. I want to have a top 5 offensive line. And I think if you go get a stud center and add that to Membu, Titman, Olu, and then a guard, I don't think you keep AVT. I would be surprised if we keep him. Dylan says, Simpson, maybe you get a 4 considering he needs a new deal. Yeah, I mean, if you get someone in the next couple of weeks of a contender who loses a starting lineman, you have to call the worst team in the league immediately to say, hey. And now if you're the Jets, all right, we don't want to move them, but you got to overpay a little bit to make us do it. I'm okay being sellers. I'm at the point now where we've never completely shit the bed. And the last time we had the number one overall pick, we traded it and we built a foundation off of it. We actually traded it away twice. We traded back 5 spots with the Rams, who went up to take Orlando Pace, and then we moved back a couple other spots, and then we took James Farrier. That was the 97 draft. But you need the quarterback. You need the quarterback. You saw Sunday. If you have a quarterback sitting in the pocket who does not throw the ball, your team doesn't have a chance. I would have quarterbacked us to a win on Sunday. I have all the confidence in the world. I could have thrown the ball at 46 years old, missing a fucking toe, that I could have thrown passes to get us a field goal. And Genergy sums it up perfectly. I'm just looking forward to the tailgate. Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Green Bean. What's up, my friend? How are you? Dylan, I apologize, man. Green Bean does scare people off. Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Trying to hit 1,800 before the end of the show. We're still 2 away. So if you're watching and you're not subscribed, be a part of the family here. We have a nice time. Villette says a coach with 0 wins can't afford nor be allowed to trade our best players. I disagree. And here's why. Most of these guys are on expiring contracts. Most of these guys, this regime didn't sign. Quinnen has no guaranteed money. Quinnen is your greatest asset right now in terms of what you could get. And by the time you become a competitor in 2027, he's going to be 30 years old. It's better to sell early and get the return than hold on too long and get nothing and be stuck with a contract that's bad. So you look at this roster. Like I said before, I love the draft that they had. I do. I love this draft class. But now you have to take. Why are you holding on to players when you're 0-6, 1-6, or 0-7? At best, you're 2-6 at the trade deadline. At worst, you're 0-8. You're not going to hold on to players if you can get good draft picks. You need defensive tackles. You can get those in 3 and 4. You might need a guard. You get those in 3 and 4. If you can come out with a 3 and a 4 and maybe Quinnen with a 1, you fucking do that. You don't hold on to players when the ship is sinking. You don't make them all be the captain and go down with the ship. Green Truth Days have Tippmann goes into year 3 next year. Do you extend him knowing he's only on a 4-year deal? I got to see how he plays out the rest of the year. And I think they need to determine, and we have to weigh this. A new regime might like him at center. If they get fired, which is a possibility, until we win a game, I think it's a possibility. I don't think any contract extensions are happening right now when you're this bad. So you can go into next year, you can go into the offseason, you see how you maneuver, you see what you do with the draft, and then come OTAs next year, you go sit down. If you think he's your right guard of the future, yeah, you lock him up before training camp next year in that June, early July period. I'm not against it. I think he's a better guard than center. But good question. Hey, Philly, we're 0-6. It's not a rebuild. It's a brand new build. You have Quinnen, you have Garrett, and you have Sauce, and you have a right tackle and a left tackle. Other than that, it's a full build. There's nothing to rebuild. It hasn't been built in 15 years. It's an open fucking lot with two nice guys standing there. Nate says, keep the tackles, Tittman, Sauce, Garrett, Quinnen, and JJ. Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with keeping Quinnen. But I'm also okay with getting a 1+. Give me a 1 and a 3. Where we're at, it's gonna tip the scales a little bit. And then I'm gonna say, okay, I can do that. Yeah, they took Keyshawn number 1 in 96 when we went 3-13. And then his rookie year, we went 1-15. We had the number 1 pick back-to-back years. So Keyshawn came out with the first number 1 pick. And then the second year we had the number 1 pick and Peyton Manning decided to stay in school. We traded it to the Rams, who went up and took Orlando Pace. I just put the call-in link in, ladies and gentlemen. If you refresh, it'll be there. But hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, super chats, $5 and up, gifted memberships, get you on the wheel for the sack exchange from the stock exchange photo, ladies and gentlemen. Get in on that. A couple other questions to get to. Metro Funny says 9 toes down celebrating the end zone. What would that look like? Well, you'll see Sunday. You'll see Sunday. Hopefully we get to celebrate. Sam says, say we go 0-7, would you trade Brees for a 4th-round pick? Yeah. Expiring contract, man. It would suck the rest of the year. But, yeah. I would. I'm a big believer that you don't give running backs a second contract. I'm a big believer you put your investments into the offensive line, and then you can replace the running back at any time. Denver did that for years. Denver would not. They would just get guys, 6th round, Terrell Davis, 6th round, Mike Anderson from Navy, who ran for like 1,800 yards. It was about the offensive line. When your offensive line can be dominant, anyone who's in the NFL can rush for 1,000 yards. You just replace the running backs. Yeah, JJ can't trade Quinnen. His 1 sack is so impactful. Yeah, it's been disappointing from Quinnen. Can't lie. Blood says we have 7 offense and 11 defensive starters coming back in 26. Talent ain't the problem. No, I mean, you saw the defense turn the corner this week. You know, it's about the quarterback. The quarterback play is horrific. If your quarterback play is horrific, your team's going to be horrific. It's the most valuable position in all of sports. Oh, I know. I know, big fella. Instead, he went back to college. Envelet, AG clinches getting fired, trading Brees. How would we win a game the rest of the way? We haven't won with Brees, first of all. And I am of belief that the organizational plan is to not win this year. That's why you signed Justin Fields. I believe the long-term plan was to get the quarterback in 2026. And if you're going to do that, go all in and do it. Don't win 6 games and pick 11th. Don't win 6 games and pick 8th. And now you got to trade all these assets. If you're going to suck, suck. That's what she said. That's what he said too, she. Big fella agreed or move to safety. The only time I want to, Carter should never be in over Brownlee. Brownlee should be your nickel. You go dime, okay, I'll bring Carter in. I'd rather Carter than Oliver. Yeah, Fred, there was a time when they made the Super Bowl with Rex Grossman with a dominant run game and one of the best defenses. Without that Ravens defense, that Chicago defense gets talked about so much more. But that Ravens defense was just all-time top of the list with the Bears. That Bears defense during that time is a couple notches below that. That might be a top 15 defense of all time, that Bears team. With Urlacher, Tillman. They were fucking incredible. That's why they made it. But you can't play defense like that anymore. Rusty says the only 2 running backs in NFL history that didn't need an O-line was Jim Brown and Barry Sanders. Imagine how much Barry Sanders would have had if he was drafted by Dallas. Yeah, but some people say the art of Barry Sanders was his running style. And that would have got lost going through the hole all the time and meeting on linebackers. So, I mean, Barry's the greatest pure runner we've ever seen. Emmitt Smith had the greatest offensive line we've ever seen. Emmitt's not in my top 5 running backs of all time. When it comes to talent, no. He was blessed with a line and longevity. But thank you for all the questions. Let's see, I got to all those. What's up, Philly?
Hey, what up, dude?
How are you, bud?
Not much. We'll mail Woody a shit bag. JJ's gone. Listen, I get it though. If you can get what you can get, so I'll put it this way. I think honestly, there's everybody talking about it. You're talking about it. In the end, Woody was scorned by not getting things out of like picks out of whatever had happened. Like they went ahead and got Rodgers, and it costed them. So when it was time to cut Rodgers, he didn't give a shit. He's like, get him out of here. It costed me this, that. So if you can tell him that you're going to go get Quinnen out of here because you're getting what a little haul, of course he's going to say yes. He's like, I'm recuperating from what just happened to us. So
yeah, and when you look at the Quinnen contract, there's no guaranteed money.
No.
So you have no cap hit. You're basically moving an asset to reload for a new build.
That's right.
And you need to. Like, we're not now, we don't know what a quarterback, if a rookie quarterback comes in and hits, we don't know. But I think when you look at this team and you look at a lot of the expiring contracts, you're going to lose a lot of these guys for nothing.
Yep.
If you can go get another premium pick or 2, if you can get a 3 from the Niners for Quincy and you can get a 1 for Quinnen, and now you have 5 picks in the first 3 rounds,
you got to do it.
And then you got the first overall pick in the 4th round as of now.
Yeah.
Yes, please do it.
And you know what? Aaron Glenn being a corner guy, he'll get rid of Michael Carter because he'll just insert another guy. AZ Thomas.
You don't need to. You got Brownlee.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But either way, they can insert another guy no matter what. He'll just be like, we'll get it done with whoever. I wish they would move Carter and Brees first. And if they got to get rid of Quinnen, it'll hurt pretty bad. I love Quinnen.
It will.
It is what it is.
It will.
But Brees.
But when you take that quarterback and then you take that wide receiver and you see that you got 2 first-round wide receivers with a number 1 overall quarterback, you're going to feel a lot better about our offense. And then you won't need the $30 million defensive tackle. You can go get a rookie or 2 and bring them in. And you can go get a free agent. You can fill and plug holes and build the defense without having to have a number 3 overall pick at defensive tackle. Many teams do it. It's a good defensive tackle class from everything that I've seen so far.
Yeah, no, that was
Wide
one of the
receivers,
trends. That was literally the
quarterbacks,
trend.
and defensive tackles are really good in this draft. And if
Yeah,
we
it is.
move Quinn in, you need all
Mm.
three. You could take all three with the top 33 picks.
Yeah.
You
I
can
mean,
even trade up from 33
that's what I was
into
gonna say.
round one
That's
and
what I
get
was
that
gonna say.
fifth year on a defensive tackle if there's a
That's what
guy
I
that
was
you
gonna
love.
say. You got to move. I think we move back up if we can. I have other takes. I won't get all crazy because I got a few minutes here left. But I want you to reiterate and echo that sentiment, especially with M. Vallette's comment. AG clinches is firing because of Brees. First off, I've been saying this for like 3 weeks. I said it last year and people called me crazy. Brees can go because I think anybody with a hole big enough should be able to run 10 yards. I mean, running backs do it every year that you're like, this guy's washed, that guy's washed, that guy's washed. Williams did it to us. I thought he was washed. J.K. Dobbins blew his ACL twice. I thought he was trash. Everyone we
Wasn't
think
he
is trash.
Achilles too? Wasn't he
Yeah,
the
he
one
was everything.
rehabbing with Rodgers?
Listen, Nick Chubb can almost run through these holes that the Jets are setting up.
Nick Shine can run through these.
I had enough of it. Like Brees has got to go, and you want to know why? Because guess what? Aaron Glenn can recertify GW's brain. He can get him and be like, listen, we're going to figure this out. He got Sauce tackling last week. They got Sauce tackling. People forgot about that.
He tackled well early in the Cowboys
Yes.
game too.
Yes. So they got him tackling. They got things going on. Guess what? They're going to buy in because they already bought themselves into the team. So the guys who are free meat, you right. You're getting free. We'll try to get a third. It ain't going to happen. We don't want a fifth. Let's get a fourth. Somebody's desperate enough. It's a running back. When you are devoid a running back, you will make a trade. It is what it is. But yeah, I mean,
It's not very common that
the talent becomes available.
the running backs are a dime a dozen, man. That's the truth of it. A good scheme and a good offensive line, you can have mediocre guys who do well.
Yep.
You can. You just have to stick with it, and you have to have an efficient enough passing attack that threat of the pass helps open up the run.
That's right.
And we don't have that, and Brees hasn't had that. And if Brees goes somewhere else and he goes to a playoff team, and sure, Brees will be great. Right player, wrong time. That's all. And you don't
Nick,
extend the player to hope that it works out and fuck up your cap. I'd rather you
Exactly.
go draft a running back in the fourth round
Thank
or
you.
draft two of them and then say, hey, you know what? We're going to give it to the young guys. We like what we have here and build it with them. But if you get
Guess
the
what?
quarterback who throws the goddamn ball downfield more than 4 yards or at least throws the fucking ball at all, it opens up your run game.
Correct. Keeps people on their toes. They're back on their heels, excuse me, and they're like trying to play the pass instead. You get QB draws, you get all draws. So real quick, I'll say this last thing. Guess what's gonna happen? We get rid of Brees. Isaiah Davis is gonna have lightning weeks, and everyone's gonna be like, "Is he better than Braylon Allen? Do we have a new number one?" That's what's gonna happen when everybody realizes how large those are. But I gotta go. Lunch break is over. Thank you,
Later,
buddy.
Boomtown says our cap is zero concern. I don't know, Brees. If all right, let's have that. Let's flip the discussion, Boom, to this. Why would Brees extend here? You're not gonna franchise tag him. Why would Brees extend here? He doesn't seem happy here. He doesn't seem to be happy with his utilization, and I think it's only going to get worse. That's why you sell the asset. That's part of my reasoning behind it. You know, it's not a given. And I don't want to overpay a running back to make him stay here. And I don't want to wait until 2027 draft for the comp pick. I'd rather get the pick immediately to help build the team for a rookie quarterback. Why no tag? Because I'm not paying that ridiculous money for a running back who's never had 1,000 yards or double-digit touchdowns. I'm not paying top 5 money for that. That's my opinion. Will Muji see differently? Maybe. I don't see it, though. Listen, Brees is not being utilized the way we thought he would. Is that on Justin Fields? Is that on Tanner? Boom follows up. That's up to him 100%. We don't know what he wants. also have the franchise tag. Yeah, but I think I addressed that while you were typing. I'm not paying him top 5 running back money. He doesn't deserve that. And if you raise that bar to that level, the contract's got to reflect that. And I do not want a 2-year, $28 million deal for a running back. I don't want 3 for 40 something like we did with Le'Veon Bell. I don't want that. I would rather you go get a top interior lineman. I would rather you spend that money on a defensive tackle. I would rather you bring in another defensive end. I would rather you go spend that money on a wide receiver. That's me. That's because where we're at. And if you sign him to a 2-year deal, he might want 3 or 4. He might want that payday. Billy says it'd be hard to get a 4th for Brees. Again, though, if you're a playoff contender and you want a good 1-2 punch, I think Joe Douglas and Philly can convince them. Let's bring him in and add him to Barkley. Let's take a little bit off of Barkley's shoulders so he's fresh for the playoffs. Philly has shown time and time again they'll be willing to trade for players to help them get over the top. David says to the big fella, I think the Steelers defense in the mid 70s ranks with the best NFL defenses. Before my time, that 86 Giants defense, the 85 Bears, the 86 Giants, the 2000 Ravens, and that 06 Bears team, to me, are like the best 4 defenses that I've seen. 5th, am I crazy to say the Rex Ryan Jets, the year we were number 1? I know we didn't win it. You're probably going to put the Legion of Boom up there. That Dallas Cowboy defense, when they traded for Charles Haley, was dominant. I mean, in my lifetime, 85 is the first year I remember watching football. That Bears-Patriots Super Bowl, I think it was 45-10. That was the first year that I recall football. So that's like where my timeline starts. Yeah, they're up there too. They're up there. They had a good one. Yeah, Ted. They're winning games with Kyle Bowler and Trent Dilfer is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Let's think about that. You know the worst bad beat ever? That Super Bowl, Giants Ravens in 2000. I bet the under. And I think midway through the 3rd quarter, there was 3 touchdowns in like 35 seconds. There was an interception return. Eli. Kerry Collins threw a pick 6. And then there was a kick return. And then there was a kick return. And there was 21 points scored in like 30 something seconds. And it shit and the overhit. That 35 seconds convinced me that football's fixed. For one moment in time, I was like, this shit's fixed. There's no way. Yeah, Haley was ridiculous from the Niners to the Cowboys. Doesn't he have 5 rings? Yeah, I don't. That was if that happened nowadays, it would be like who would be the defensive player? That would be like trading Chris Jones after Kansas City went back to back, trading him to a team that then won back to back. That's the closest comparison I could think of in this day and era. The best defensive player on the team getting traded and then that team winning multiple. Boomtown, I don't get the appeal of a fifth round pick at all, especially with our track record. Money is an issue the next 2, 3 years. Lots of room. Rogers cap hit coming off year after and cap going up. It's not the cap, it's how the money is spent. I don't like ever spending that money on a running back. I would rather spend it elsewhere and draft running backs. That's me. I get the logic of it, Boom. Like I'm not trying to sway your opinion. I completely get it. It makes sense. Just my personal preference, move on from the running back, especially if the running back doesn't look happy. But I mean, it makes sense. If you can, I'm not mad if they keep Brees. I just don't see them doing it. I could be wrong. You'll let me know if I am. But for me and my personal preference, man, go get the top offensive lineman on the market. Interior, obviously. Go get the top defensive tackle on the market. Go get a defensive end and change Will McDonald to just a third down pass rusher. Go get a top wide receiver on the market. Boom would agree with me if we were good and up against the cap. I get that. I get it. I really do. Kevin says, can someone explain to me how Glenn can say the D was playing well, but he was afraid to give the Broncos the ball at the half? Because the ball was at midfield. One pass, a quick 7-yard out is a 60-yard field goal attempt. And now 60-yard field goals seem to be money. They've turned into what a 45-yarder was a couple years ago. Yeah, but Oregon, you structured Fields' contract knowing in year 2 he only gets 10 million and he's going to be the backup for the rookie that you draft. They even structured the contract to say, all right, we'll try it with you. You're good enough to get us the number 1 pick. And then year 2, you'll be our backup and you'll help mentor this guy because you got high character. So even the contract says to Fields, this is a 1-year opportunity. And when it sucks, year 2, you're getting backup money. Even the Jets structured it knowing, hey, 2026, man, you are not going to be the guy. If lightning got caught in a bottle, like I said all offseason, you can redo the contract. But now, year 2 of the contract looks brilliant because he is a backup. He's a gadget player. That's not true. With the way the quarterbacks get paid, many backups get 10. You probably start him off next year. You probably start him off next year, and then you go to the rookie when the rookie's ready. Unless it just gets so absolutely horrific this season. Steven says, I would love to sign Tyler Linderbaum. I don't think he hits the market, Steven. I would love him too. I just don't think he hits the market because everything Baltimore is about is in the trenches. There's no way, in my opinion, he hits the market. If he does, then you reset the center market and you go give him top dollar. You pay him like a tackle to come in. But I don't think he hits the market. Dylan says the only thing that sucks with Fields' contract is the dead money, 22 million and a cap hit of 23 million. Lowest non-rookie starting quarterback. Yeah, you keep him for next year for the 10. Done. First up, we got Tommy. What's up, man?
Nick, what's up, brother? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Oh,
Okay, cool.
now I can't.
Calling in at work. No, you can't.
No, you're
What
all
about
broken
now?
up. It's just delayed.
All
The connection
broken up.
sucks.
I'm at work. I'm in a laboratory in New Brunswick. Anyway, God bless Nick. Have a good show. Let's go, Jets, baby.
Let's go, Jets. What do you got? Your connection is worse than Tommy's. Connection is too bad, guys. Both of you, back to back. Yes, boom. Good call. Good call. Listen, I'll say this because I don't think Allen's here. But when you want a center, you go to Iowa. Because all the Iowa centers seem to be like state wrestling champions, which means they know how to use leverage. They know how to use their body. They know how to use the angles. I think there's a guy this year coming out from Iowa who's a center, which I would love to get. I wouldn't mind it at all. No, Myers isn't. But if you like Myers, you give him a short extension to be your sixth man. That's what he was supposed to be. He was going to be our sixth man. Unfortunately, he got kicked into the starter role before the season even started when AVT got injured. Yeah, I think the arm length, I think it's blown out of proportion. Ideally, you want your players to have longer arms, especially at tackle, because you want to have that longer reach and that longer wingspan, so you can get to the guys quicker. And Garrett Cole doesn't have a return date yet. Judge won't need elbow surgery. Couple Yankee news coming in here. Aaron Boone not fired is something. God damn it. Ladies and gentlemen, we haven't heard from this guy in a while. Let's welcome Phenom. What's up, bro?
Hey, what's up, Nick Shine? So I'm watching Colin Cowherd, and
Sorry to hear that.
he actually gave me a little light, so that's why I called in. So he's talking about how he would fix the New York Jets, which is a topic that's near and dear to all of our hearts. So I thought I would chime in and at least give you some of this fire that I got, because it got me a little fired up. It's
All right,
not
what do you
things
got?
it's not. So here we go. It says, "Don't fire Aaron Glenn until the end of the season." Okay.
Agreed.
Okay.
If
Don't
you do it
trade
in
away-
season, it becomes about Woody again, and we don't want that narrative, right?
Right. But here we go. Let me get my 4 points in, and then you can comment. Don't
Thank
trade away your best players. Hire an offensive coach. He mentioned Mike McCarthy, or an offensive coach. I think that'd be a great idea. And draft the best college quarterback. Then give it a couple years to bake and see how the cake bakes. I think that's sound thinking. That's some of the most positive things I've heard concerning this organization if they were to follow these instructions. But I don't think that's going to happen. But that's a plan. You know, why blow this thing up all over again? I'm tired of it. Do you remember how excited we were when we saw Breece Hall come onto the scene and do what he did? or Garrett Wilson or Sauce Gardner. This was supposed to be our foundation. Now all of a sudden it's not. Give me a break. So again, is this plan perfect? No. Could this plan still fail? Of course. But it's better than what the New York Jets have done up to this point. Or, and I know a lot of people would want to get rid of Aaron Glenn immediately. That shows that I never agree with firing someone in season. So that's what I got. What do you say, Nick Shine? Yes, Nick.
Okay. All right. Let's go one by one here.
Right.
So the first one was don't fire Glenn in season. Agreed. I want to see how this plays out. I want to see if Glenn improves. The defense took a major turn. The penalties came down. You know, for everyone who was screaming for the first 5 weeks, right? He was supposed to change the penalties. He was supposed to change it.
Right.
Okay. Where the fuck are those people this week screaming and yelling? Oh, he changed it. We only had 2 penalties. All of a sudden, now they find something else to bitch about because that's their nature. Okay.
Right.
Make it the norm. Be one of the least penalized teams in the league going from week 5 or week 6 forward. All right.
Right.
Angstrom, you have a coaching job in front of you now to get Fields the ball out quicker, to devise the plan to help him. You tried to make him a pocket passer. It didn't work. I'm okay keeping these guys if they could show improvement as a staff throughout the season. I don't have to definitely fire them at the end of the year because like one of your later points that he says is don't blow it up. Well,
Right.
Don't blow it up because if you fire the coach and the general manager, you're blowing it up. So it kind of his points kind of contradict themselves. Agreed. Go. We need the quarterback.
No,
That's a
don't
no-brainer.
don't trade away your best players. Was his point? The coaching
Yeah, but you
staff
said
is
go get that. That's the last one I'm going to get to.
okay.
You said go get the quarterback. Obviously, we need the quarterback. We're
Right.
going to take a quarterback at the top of the draft. That's a no-brainer with
Right.
the plan, right? I said earlier. I don't know if you were watching. Justin Fields' contract is even designed to show in year 2 when he goes from 30 million to 10 million, he's going to be the backup next year. You didn't pay Justin Fields starter money for 2 years. You didn't give him 2 years, $60 million. You gave him 30 in year 1. You gave him 10 in year 2. So it shows we're going to go get our guy in year 2. All right. So I agree with that part.
Right.
Now the part without trading your best players. I disagree somewhat. If you're going to give me a 1 and then another premium, and I consider that any first 3 rounds a premium pick, you're going to give me a 1 and then a 3 for Quinnen, who's got no guaranteed money. It won't hurt your cap. And now, by the time you're good in 2027, you're getting rid of Quinnen and you got nothing for him. I would rather, like the Bill Belichick mentality, I'd rather trade you early and get your maximum value than hang on a year too long and get nothing for you. And unfortunately for Quinnen, again, like I said, this is about Brees earlier, right player, wrong time. And it's been the wrong time his entire time here, and I feel horrible for him. He's been great on the field. He's been great off the field. But now if you're looking to the future and you're looking to build it, you need more assets.
Assets. I understand that, Nick. And you're right about that. But the thing is, will they draft a player after they've gotten all this material to work with?
Yeah. If
Will
you
they
can
make
get
the
a
right
1
decision
for Quinnen,
football-wise? And
if you
just
get a
haven't
1 for
proven they can
Quinnen,
do that on a consistent basis.
if you get a 1 for Quinnen, you have 3 of the top 33 picks in the draft. You become major players. And we did it in 2000. We turned our team around for the next 8 years and became winners based off of that draft.
I don't necessarily disagree, but who's making the decisions on the draft? Is it going to be Gary
You don't like Muji's draft? You don't like Membu?
No, Membu. I don't have a problem with Membu. I don't have a problem with Membu.
Taylor was good for 3 games in a row. The 3 game span that Taylor had.
After Membu, who's really shined
I'll go
after
through
that?
it. Taylor, before this game when Fields didn't throw the ball at all. In
No,
the 3
Taylor's
games
been
before
good too.
that.
No, I agree with that one too. I agree. Those 2 players have been well. But
Taylor was on pace for the last 3 games. Taylor was on pace for a 102 catch season based off the last 3 games. Now,
He's been a nice piece, Nick. We're
a
not
better
disagreeing
quarterback
about-
exploits that, right? A better
Right.
quarterback
Yeah,
uses
right.
that tight end.
I agree with that. But
Right.
again, do you
You don't like
really-
Maui Noga? Maui Noa was the fourth rated
Ugh.
linebacker in the NFL this week. He had 9 tackles, 0 misses, 2 of them for loss, and he gave up 1 pass for 4 yards.
They've been
If
so
that was
bad.
Quincy,
They've
we'd
been
all
so
be
bad.
pounding our chest.
They've been so bad offensively that it's kind of hard. You overlook some of these small pieces that have done well. I will admit that.
Malachi Moore,
Yeah.
safety. He had a better game than Adams has had, and now you leave him there and you let him develop. They traded for Brownlee. They traded for Briggs. These guys are going to be key contributors to this defense. Brownlee should take Carter's spot. If Carter played like Brownlee, again, we'd be beating our chest in with how great he's doing.
Look, Nick, you brought some good points.
That's what I do.
Do you want a complete? Do you want to see just a pure football standpoint? I'm not talking about the money. From a pure football standpoint, you're not getting rid of Quentin Williams. If we're playing Stratomatic football, you're not just going to throw him off the field.
You
You're not
said
taking
earlier.
this guy- If we're playing, you're just not going to say, "I'm trading Quentin Williams."
You said earlier, let it bake.
Yeah,
By
let
the
it be.
time the cake is made, Quinnen could be done. You need
Yeah.
fresher ingredients that aren't going to expire. I love Quinnen. I said all this. I love Quinnen. I love the player. I love the man. I love him on the field. I love him off the field.
Right.
But with no guaranteed money, it doesn't hurt your cap to move him. If you get a 1 and a 2 or a 3 on, or even another 1, then I'm okay with it because
So-
we need so many major contributors.
I don't disagree that we need a lot of major pieces, but do you take out the main piece of your defense to
Yes.
make all this happen?
Yes, the Patriots did it. They traded Richard Seymour to the Raiders, and then
Yeah,
they
that's
took
all-
that number 1 that they got from the Raiders.
But they
and
had a
rolled it in.
quarterback.
They rolled it into multiple pieces. for
They
years
had
to
a franchise quarterback.
How does that
all this-
change the move, though? How does that change the move?
It makes a big change if you don't have
How?
if you don't have that beginning piece. We know we have to have the head coach and the quarterback.
Okay.
We can divvy up the pieces a little bit different. But if we don't have that first elemental piece, then we have nothing.
So then wouldn't you trade?
We don't have a
So wait,
quarterback.
your argument contradicts itself, Phenom. Like, respectfully, if we don't have the quarterback now, trade the piece that's high value to help build
Again,
for the
again,
young quarterback
again.
coming in.
Again. So what do you agree with I think these are solid points. I think if they followed this, it could win.
You hit the quarterback, you can win. Look at Washington. They had the
Right.
second overall pick. The
We-
quarterback
we
changes
haven't-
everything.
No, it's not that we haven't hit on the quarterback. We haven't put the pieces around the quarterbacks that we've had. I can make a case
Agreed.
for Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold looks like and Gino to a certain extent, but Sam he just needed a little bit more help, and he would have been fine. If
Agreed.
if
I said about
Sam
Sam in the
Darnold-
past, right player, wrong time. If you go
Right.
look at those offensive weapons that he had,
right,
that
right.
none of them, they were practice squad level offense. And
Right.
he had them as starters.
Right. Look, like I said, this was my little piece since I've been gone. It showed me a little light of hope, and I thought I would throw it in there.
Yeah, no, listen, I agree with some of them.
Look,
I agree with some of them. Like,
yes,
you get the quarterback, who gives a shit about anything else? If you draft Mendoza and Mendoza turns into a Joe Burrow, a killer from the pocket, we ain't going to give a shit about
You're
anything
talking
else.
about
We got the
Indiana
quarterback.
You talking about the Indiana quarterback?
Yeah, I love him. I love him.
How many career starts does he have in college?
He's played it 2 years at Cal, and now he's at Indiana.
That's not a number, Nick.
I don't know I gave you the
okay,
info that I
fair
have.
enough.
I'm sorry. I didn't have
No,
the
fair
exact
enough,
number of
fair
starts.
enough, fair
He's a
enough,
3-year
fair enough.
starter.
Nick, we're not going to do tiffy taff for that. We don't do that. We talk football. That's fair. I looked at him. I saw him. I liked him too. Is he the answer?
I think he could be.
Who-
I like him
Williams-
better than anyone else in this
Who-
class.
Williams for this. Is he a franchise quarterback? Okay.
Who, Mendoza?
Continue to look. We'll continue to look. How
Go
about
watch
the guy
him.
from South Carolina? How about the quarterback from South Carolina?
Sellers was my number one until I saw Mendoza this year, and Mendoza skyrocketed because
Okay.
Mendoza's a killer from the pocket. Sellers
Is more
can
of a
be,
runner.
but he's more athletic. To me, Mendoza
quarterback.
reminds me of Justin Herbert. He can kill you from the pocket. He can make every throw, and he's got plus athleticism. Sellers is like a Fields. You're hoping he develops into that elite passer. I don't want to risk it.
No.
NFL teams primarily win with a quarterback who can make the throws at the
Throws in
big
the
time.
pocket. Yes, I
It's
agree
very
with
rare that a Jalen Hurts wins the Super Bowl,
No,
but that
no.
team won the Super Bowl.
No, that's true. You have to have a mobile quarterback. You need a quarterback that can beat you from the pocket. I agree with that.
100%. It
All right.
stands the test of time.
Yep.
And
right,
Mendoza
buddy.
is there. Mendoza will kill you from the pocket. He can make every throw with touch, velocity, everything, anticipation, tight windows. He checks every box for me with what I
Beautiful
want.
point. Do you think the Jets will actually draft Mendoza if they have a chance to get him? That's the
I
$1 million
hope.
question.
I hope. I'll flip tables and shit if they don't. I will.
I know
We
you're
have the
flip-
number one pick. Like I
Yeah,
said the other
we get
day
to-
in my
we get to
Discord,
draft who we want.
if we have the number one pick, the last year we did a Shiner draft outing. We rented a house down in Ocean City, New Jersey for a couple of days. I
Okay.
told a couple of the people that went with us in the Discord, we were talking. I was like, we have the number one pick. We're getting a house in Pittsburgh, and we're driving to Pittsburgh for the draft. We'll be
Cool.
there as the Jets change their franchise around.
Okay.
You coming this weekend?
What's that?
Are you coming this weekend to the game with us?
No. I went to Tampa. I went to Tampa to watch the Jets play, and it was a good experience. They just lost, but
Yeah.
I'm laying low. So can you pick my jersey? Who do I have on, Nick Shine?
All right. It's the Titans.
What
jersey.
team is it?
It's the Titans. I'm gonna say you have a Nick Mangold on. Thomas Jones.
Thomas Jones. That's right, my friend.
Nice.
Always nice talking to you, Nick Shine. All right.
You too, my friend.
All right. Take
Good
care.
conversation, bro. Don't be a stranger.
I'll call you anytime. It's just getting on some other people's shows is a little tough sometimes.
I got you.
All
You're
right,
welcome
buddy.
anytime, my friend.
Take care.
Be well. Tommy, trying again?
Nick, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I only got 5% and I'm supposed to be back at work like maybe 15 minutes ago. But
All right.
I agree with you on like the Quinnen trade. If you can get a 1, if you can get like these picks, I agree with you. But I just want to put it out like 2 points that I don't respectfully agree with you. Is if you think that an owner and a GM, they hire GM, new coach, if they hire Justin Fields to be a flapjack, make him to be a fool just to get a quarterback in 2026, that is not how NFL teams are run. Like, they don't do that shit.
It's called-
They thought that
well,
Fields was going to come in here and fucking win.
No, they didn't. They structured the contract with year 1, you're our guy. Year 2, you're a backup. They
Exactly.
didn't give him a 6-year deal worth like $300 million.
He walked, Nick, did he not walk in here as a starting quarterback? They gave him the
Yes,
job
for this year.
for this year. Correct. And if he did good this year, they would re-sign him again for a multi-million. If he came out like how Sam Darnold came out with Minnesota last year or 2 years ago, they were going to
What's the
re-sign him.
argument? You're contradicting yourself. In the
No,
argument.
my argument is saying that we signed Justin Fields just to get another quarterback next year. That's not the case.
We did.
We signed him to.
It was a
that
contract. Tommy, let me talk. It was a
All right.
contract to protect the organization in case Justin Fields didn't progress to a franchise quarterback. The plan was we're going to try him for 1 year. To protect ourselves on the cap, we're going to give you starter money for year 1. We'll give you year 2 at $10 million, which also allows you to keep him and negotiate with him if he does hit in year 1. Now, if he doesn't, the Jets look brilliant right now because now you're not paying him starter money in year 2. You don't have him on the books for $30 million or more, like most starting quarterbacks get. And now you go draft your quarterback. It's a brilliant fucking contract by the Jets that normally don't do that. How are you upset about this?
What I'm saying is, instead of signing Daniel Jones or
Well, we can't
I don't
change
know.
the past. We can't change the past. Like,
right, But
We have what
everybody,
we have.
Justin Fields was the first market quarterback out there that everybody wanted. He was the best guy, and the
Okay.
Jets got him. And you're saying that they signed him just because they knew the Jets organization knew he would suck to get a quarterback in 2026.
Okay. Now stop dancing and twisting my words and listen to this again and let it absorb. They signed the contract to protect themselves from him not elevating. It was a show me deal. Hey, show us that you could run this system, show us that you could be the passing quarterback, and we will reward you. And we're going to give you a second year to keep you here. And if you play well enough, you control the rights. You don't have the deadline of free agency of March 14th, Tommy. If he did tremendous, you have him under contract for year 2. Now you regress to a backup, and then you into a mentor. It's a brilliant fucking contract for a team that normally doesn't do brilliant things. It protected the team. It was a fail-safe contract, and it's brilliant.
Okay, Nick, my second point is that you think that the Jets had a great draft this year. Look, Membo was obviously any GM would have drafted him in our position. Okay, you needed a tackle or a guard. That was not a brilliant pick. Mason Taylor, number 2, was high up on tight ends, and he's been decent.
You still got to make the pick, dude. How many times have we seen no-brainers? We saw Warren Sapp get passed for Kyle Brady. How many times have we missed no-brainers?
Yes. But besides the first 2 picks, everybody else is still question marks. I don't understand how you could say that it was a great draft. Maluga, whatever, Azir Thomas, Arian Smith. None of these guys are producing, okay? Malachi Moore, he's a question mark. He had a game or 2 to play. So how you can, and I got after 6th and 7th, Barron.
I do this thing called forward thinking, and I know a lot of people can't fucking process that. They got to see results before they make statements. I can look at the progress that the guy has made from mini camp and OTAs until now, and then say, oh, he's going to continue to get better the more familiar he gets. I can look at the skill set and see how it's being utilized and saying, that's the type of player that we need. Maui Noah fits that. Malachi Moore is an upgrade over Tony Adams. Am I saying that this is the best they're ever going to be? No. The goal is to get better week after week after week and progress. If you're being utilized now and you're fucking contributing and you have 9 tackles and 0 missed tackles have been a problem on this team. Maui Noah didn't miss a fucking tackle. Quincy Williams has.
In one game. One game.
It's the start of something, dude. It's called forward thinking.
Okay, but for you to automatically say that this is a great draft,
I'm
when
saying
the guys
I
that
like it because I'm going to speak from my perspective, not yours.
Okay, and I hope that all these guys do good, but there's no way in the world I could sit out there and say this was a great draft until I see more than 1 or 2 games.
You're a reactive person. I'm a proactive person. Your brain needs to see the visual proof before you speak on it. That's not me.
Okay. Well, I love you, Nick, and to each its own. We still Jets, baby, and I think I'm coming to the game Sunday, to tailgate with my brother Sean. So if you see me in
the parking lot, I shave your beard off.
Nah, mine.
Wait till you see me in the parking lot. I shave your beard off.
Nick, I got no hostility towards you, brother. You would be my bodyguard, bro. I'm 5'10", 180 pounds.
Raise your voice at me. Don't do that shit again. Later.
Nick, I love.
Listen, I don't expect everybody to think like me. I don't expect everyone to have the forward thinking. I don't expect anyone to be positive like me. But I could see things that players are doing and then expect a progression, expect progress throughout their career. To not just say the way they are today is the way they're always going to be. That's not how it is. That's not how my brain functions. I like what we've seen so far. Guys can bottom out. Absolutely. Guys cannot be utilized the right way. A bad quarterback can wreck a wide receiver or a tight end, which we drafted. I get it. Dylan, I would rather get kicked in the fucking dick by Nick Folk. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a treat for you for the last 10 minutes of the show. The lovely bearded green bean.
Wait,
What's up, bro?
wait. Hey, hold on. I got to lower the other volume. Okay. What's happening, man?
How are you, buddy?
I'm all right. I'm just working. The last caller, with all due respect, he's a guy, I've seen him before. He's a good dude, but it got me frustrated. It got me
He does
frustrated.
that. He carries that,
Dude.
that trait with him.
Well, this is the thing. And like, again, it's not a personal attack. It's just, it brings up an idea that I have a big issue with, as like an overall kind of a thing, which is that call. We're trying to find ways to be miserable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just like you said, you didn't say, and I listened to the show. I've been just kind of doing shit and listening. You said,
it, man.
I like this draft class. That's what you said. I like it, which you're allowed to do. And then you have reasons. Okay, well, this guy, I like what he did in his short stuff. I like this guy, what he did. Mwanga or whatever, Mawagoa had a fucking shot out of a cannon this week. Who knows, right? Good. Hey, good stuff, And then people go, we only got one game, or it's like, dude, relax. I said, I like what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
That's it. I like it. I like chocolate. I don't like fish. I don't like it. You know what I mean?
Milk chocolate, I'm a fan. Dark chocolate, you lose me. Dark chocolate.
Right, you start losing me a little bit. Remember the Hershey bags when you were a kid? It was like the mixed thing. You had the Mr. Good bars and the
Crackle was in there.
And then there was what was last when it was all done. There was like a half a fucking bag of Hershey Dark. That's what was always left at the end, right, Nick?
Yeah.
So anyway, it's like, look, and look, this is something that bothers me too. It's like, remember the 2022 draft class, which I really hope at the trade deadline we don't just make all these efforts to decimate. It's like the golden shining moment of the last 10 years, right?
Yeah.
But they go, what GM couldn't have picked Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson? And dude, you just said it. The Jets had like 10 straight years of not giving their first round pick a second contract.
Yeah.
We know how to blow the first round pick.
Yeah.
We already forgot with Joe Douglas how bad we really can be. You might not like what Joe Douglas did. There's reasons all over the place for both sides of opinion.
Yeah.
But we forgot that it's not a guarantee that you hit on your first round picks, dude. Like, don't
go
forget.
down the list. We can be miserable.
Yeah, dude. And look, Sauce was not the first cornerback, and Garrett was not the first wide receiver. You could, so taking Membu, we could have very easily. There was only what were we 7 this year?
Yeah.
There was only 6 players we couldn't take in the entire. We could have taken anybody.
Yeah.
We
You
could have taken
a
Cole
tight end. You could have
Strange.
taken another lineman.
Right.
You could have taken a weapon. You could have taken a defensive lineman again, right? Like,
dude, it's not a
how many years did
guarantee.
we miss on the no-brainer? Like I mentioned, we passed on Warren Sapp to take Kyle Brady. We
Damn
drafted
right we
Quentin
did.
Copels. We took Brian Thomas, a pick ahead of Ed Reed. Like,
That's right.
we've missed a lot of no-brainers. Like,
Damn
to
right.
say it's a no-brainer, wouldn't you be fucking happy that the organization is now doing the no-brainer stuff because we've always tried to outsmart people and fail at it?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's not that easy. And don't forget Mason Taylor too, man. Let me tell you, I argued about it all offseason. I was a big Mason Taylor. Like, that was one of my guys, this year. And I liked him early. And I had so many people just crushing me on that one. You know what I mean? Like, people didn't like him. And we don't know what he's going to be. His progress is contingent, just like wide receivers. It's really dependent on the quarterback. The quarterback, can we agree, hasn't looked good
Great. Horrible.
overall.
Horrible.
So the tight ends are going to do what what do you want them to do? When you threw him the ball 7 times in that one game, he caught him and he looked great.
He had
for
9
that game.
catches in the
9, right,
Cowboy game.
So there you go. It's not so, like, can we have so much legitimate shit to be upset about. Can we not make there's a few little sugar cubes laying around? Can we not shit on them, make them shit cubes? Can we just have a couple nice things? We don't have to be mad at everything. You know what I mean?
Agreed. And you know what it is? It's people get so tired of what doesn't work. Now they turn to start to shit on what doesn't work enough to just change their mindset, right? Like,
Yeah.
well, this guy's not doing all that. All right. Like,
Right.
you're not going to have a perfect game in the NFL week after week. Guys on the other side of the ball get paid too. You know, Membu started off tremendously the first couple of weeks, and he's regressed a little bit, right?
Yeah.
But this is the things that where coaching comes in, where, all right, this is how you're getting exploited. Now we got to stop that. We saw Membu against the Giant game. I was there at the joint practice. Membu looked horrific.
Dude,
Membu
we were
got
concerned.
embarrassed. I was greatly concerned with Membu
We were
after what I
worried.
saw Brian Burns do to him. I was
Yeah.
like, TJ Watt is going to fucking destroy him based off of what I
Right.
saw. How'd he do? They coached him up. Him going against Burns elevated Membu because his flaws got exposed. His
That's
technique
right.
got exposed, and they coached it up and they corrected it pretty goddamn quickly. Other things that the Jets don't normally do, right?
That's right.
So there's good things here. But
There's
if you
good
don't have
stuff.
a quarterback, you don't have a chance. And that's
Yeah.
basically where we're at right now. We took a shot. We structured the deal. You're going to be our guy for 1 year. We're going to retain your rights from year 2 by giving you a $10 million for year 2. If you blow up, if you play great, if you Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, Geno Smith this shit, we own your rights to extend you, and no one else can
Correct.
negotiate
Makes
with.
perfect sense.
It's a brilliant contract for the Jets.
And it was a
And-
good move. It was
Yeah.
the only move. Like, look, I was, and I think you were too. I forget. I was on the keep Aaron Rodgers Devontae piece. I
wasn't.
got it, but that's what I was hoping. Like, guys, like if you hire a guy like a Rex or somebody, just Rex, Aaron Rodgers, Devontae, just fucking throw it all at the, and you know. But it's like, but I understood it, and it's like if you're gonna get rid of Aaron Rodgers, there was no quarterback. You don't want to mortgage the future for a Cam Ward kind of
Yeah.
a thing and use next 3 years of picks. you know,
And the
to go.
Titans took calls. The Titans were not trading it. That was their guy.
That's right.
And sometimes
was their
that
guy.
happens. There's no guarantee you can move up if you want
Right.
a guy. Some teams
And who
pick
was
and
the
pick.
other guy out there, Nick? So it made sense to take a swing. It was a long shot, but you take a swing. You're going to get a bridge quarterback anyway. You take the swing. Maybe you catch lightning in the bottle. Maybe you don't. And if not, just like you said, the contract is structured in such a way that it doesn't hamstring you painfully for an extended period of time. It's like it's good.
It's built
Good thing.
for the plan. The plan
Right.
was we're going to go all in. We're going to get a quarterback in 2026.
Correct.
And now that you're in the driver's seat, I know there's 11 games left, and I know fans
Mm-hmm.
don't want to hear this shit. But man, getting good now, winning a couple games, that will hurt. And
Now it'll kill us.
I'm never that, right? Like I always want this team to win. But now I'm like, you know what? We never did the full reset, Dean. We've never had we sucked for Sam and we ended up with the 6th pick and had to trade multiple second rounders to go up to 3.
Right.
Then
do it
we
every
win the
year.
game against the Rams that was meaningless. And then we pick 2 with Zach. If you're gonna
It's the
suck,
truth. No,
take
dude,
take
Nick,
it to the back of the tonsils, dude. Suck so bad that you can flip your fucking franchise and get the guy. In theory, right? In theory,
Yeah.
you would get the guy at number 1.
Yeah, it's one of my narratives that I beat, like, you know, it's like a dead horse that I beat constantly, and I've been doing it for years. People have to be sick of me saying it by now. But the Jets, we suck so bad that we can't even suck right.
Yeah.
Which is what you're saying. We haven't had the number one, like we've been among the worst teams in the NFL
Yeah.
for the last 20 years. I mean,
Picking 7, we're picking 11, we're picking 6 multiple times, right?
we're picking
Adams,
3, we're picking
Leonard
right.
Williams was 6.
Uh-huh.
Adams
We're-
was 6.
we're
Sam
always-
Darnold year we had 6.
Right.
6, like 6, 6, 6. No wonder we fucking
Yeah,
suck.
we
Fourth
were
to the devil.
6th and then had to give up 3 seconds to get to 3.
Yeah.
It's like, so we always suck. We're always in that conversation with the Jags, the Bears, the Panthers, the whoever's, the Browns, but we're never the guy. We're never the one that gets the golden
Yeah.
goose. We haven't done that since 97, which is just a tick under 30 years of sucking without getting the thing. And it's that same thing we do every year, which is the debate we have when we're out of it. It's like, do you lose or do you win? And you get the same argument, right, Nick? If you're a true fan, you never root for your team to lose. If you're a true fan, you think long term and you don't win meaningless games, right? That's what we do every single year.
Yeah.
But like you said, right now we're not technically, we're not out of it.
Yeah.
So and then look, we got some.
B, you're gonna
winnable
love
games.
this.
What?
Breaking from Tom Pelissero, the Patriots are signing Leonard Taylor III to their practice squad.
Hell yeah, they are. And the Vrabels of the world are going
They'll
to
have
make
2
that-
sacks on Thursday night in a couple weeks.
Dude, let me tell you something, man. LT3 is a real one.
I like
and look, we don't know what this staff is, but like it's really it's a shame when you have a subpar staff.
Yeah.
And then we start looking at players and we go, this player obviously sucks. And they go somewhere with a real staff and they get, they are able to produce. It doesn't happen a lot for us because the truth is our organization has been so bad for so long. We don't get the players we get are shit anyway to start with. But LT3,
what's the narrative been so far through 6 weeks? All right, for the first 5 weeks, it was defense sucks. Wilk's horrible at play calling. We don't get turnovers. Okay, bang, bang, bang. We covered those 3, right? That got hushed this week. And then we commit too many penalties. Aaron Glenn promised we were going to end the penalties and not beat. Okay, we got 2. We got 1 in the first 4.5 minutes of the game. And then we went 55.5 minutes with 1. Where's that crowd this week? No one gives credit. They just want to bitch and they want to cry. Right. They want to vent their frustration. But now, here's Engstrand's job. If you get the quarterback play up a little bit, right?
That's right.
Top 20.
And maybe
I think that opens up Brees in the running game. And that opens up the offense. Just get the fucking ball out. I don't care if you turn into Nathan Peterman and throw 5 interceptions on Sunday. Throw the fucking ball.
Yeah.
I can't watch 9 sacks again with 4 seconds.
It's so bad. It's so bad. But, but like you said, I mean, look, Nick, using the words that you just said, couldn't you make an argument that this is just progress? Like it's a team, it's a win, working it out.
Yeah, it hasn't led to the win, which is all people give a shit about, right? But if you're going to cry about all the bad things happening, you got to give credit when the bad things stop happening.
Correct.
And that's a mindset that you can't just adapt. You have to look at the world that way. And I do. Maybe it's from recovery. I look at the world differently now than I did a couple years ago. I was a miserable fuck. So everything I said was misery. You talked to me when I was miserable. You know my outlook on life back then.
And you can only see the misery. You can only see the negative,
Yeah.
And it's like, it takes effort to try to see the positive. And I know it could be, excuses or whatever, but backing it up from the emotion and just looking at it going, well, dude, for 5 weeks, we were no tackling, no defense. And the penalties, they were losing us games. And then we fix it. And the offense takes a shit. So they got to figure out how to do that. But like you said, if you're really objective, you could say, okay, well, they're clearly working on something and it's clearly starting to take root. Now we got to see where that goes. But I'll tell you, it also makes the argument that, hey, maybe just maybe some of the starting players that we have are actually important. The Jermaine Johnsons of the world. And the Michael Carter II, sad to say, he doesn't look the same as he did 2 years ago.
I can't give that job back. That's Brownlee's job, right? Unless he falls off.
Oh, dude, no doubt. I would love to see them get some value for Michael Carter. He's one of the guys that I think would be good to trade. And you're not going to get anything crazy for him, but
it's good to trade him because you have the replacement. You're not playing him anymore. Even if you get a 6. You can swap that 6 and do a draft pick swap for someone else down the road, like a Briggs that we've seen or Brownlee. It's fine. If you got your replacement and you got the guy that fits your scheme, all right, make the move. I don't want to see Carter above Brownlee at all. If you go dime, I'd rather see Carter over Oliver. But now you're at the point where, all right, you're just going to pay this guy this money. Move him if someone takes him. Get healthy, get out of concussion protocol, and then ship him off.
Totally. Yeah. So that's like you said, you gotta, it would be healthy for us, and we'd be a little less miserable if we could just focus, if we could acknowledge the positives without, that doesn't mean that we don't still see the negatives, right? And it's like going back to the original point, and then I got to bounce. It's like you can do a good job, like taking the right player in the draft, and you don't have to shit on it. It could just be good. Yeah, but it doesn't mean anything because, well, why? Why are we finding that argument? Why? Just be happy about it. The guy looks like a player. Dude, if Mauigoa ends up being a guy, because I think AZ Thomas will be. He's going to, he's got to earn his spot and everything. But Malachi Moore is an improvement over Tony Adams, right? Yeah. But if Mauigoa can become if he can build on this last week, dude, we might just have a good draft on our hand. And let me tell you something.
Coincidence that Sherwood looked so much better when Maui Noah started playing really well? And I was
Dude.
told yesterday that it's Maui Noah. There's an N in there, even though it's not.
I know.
It's
I don't
South
like it,
Samoan.
and I'm gonna keep.
I know.
saying Mo-
I've
I'm
been
gonna
calling him
keep
Maui
saying-
Maui Agua since from yesterday, but so many
Yeah,
people corrected
I
me.
like Moanga. That's what
All
I'm
right.
thinking. I think
We
I'm
know who
sticking
you
with
mean. That's
Moanga.
what's important. But a coincidence that Sherwood in the second half was being a dog now that he
Right.
had that partner next to him.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it makes a difference. So anyway, I gotta bounce, Nick. Good.
Yeah, I
good
gotta head
hanging
to
with
work
you.
too, my friend.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later. See you later, Chad. Have a good day, guys.
You good, buddy. Take care of yourself,
ya.
man. Fred, I got 30 seconds, man. I'm
I'll be
late
real
to
brief.
get out the door for work.
I'll be real brief. Put Stevens in strong safety. Put AZ Thomas in corner.
You might see that before the end of the year. They might give it a shot. I'm not
Oh,
against it.
yeah.
I'm not against it. Like I want to see if you're going to be this bad. Let's see what we got in the kid, and then
Yeah.
we know what do we have going forward.
And
If you're
Stevens, I
keeping
think, is
this
better at
regime-
safety anyway.
Yeah, if you're keeping this regime, you can come in next year with Brownlee, AZ Thomas, Sauce, Malachi Moore, and Stevens as your secondary.
Yeah. Anyway,
It's overpaid,
go to work.
overpaid for a safety from where I'd like to be, but you have the contract and you gotta deal
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah. But
thanks,
yeah,
bud.
go to work.
I will. Yes, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. Very quickly, you have 30 seconds. That's what she said.
Now let's go to What Did We Learn Today? Courtesy of Nick Shine.
But ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button. Nice, pleasant surprise there with Green Bean calling in. We are 2 away from 1,800. If you're watching the show right now, if one of the 50 of you here and you're not subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button. Let's celebrate this before we end the day, folks. Would greatly appreciate it. We're at 51 likes right now. Hit the like button. Nate giving Boom a shout out. Yep. Nate, we got you covered, man. We got you covered. Just know that your imprint has been made permanently on this channel, Nate. Even when you're not here, we get your comments up. All right, folks. I learned that Boomtown will cover for Nate when he's not here. Daz gifted a membership. Good luck to you, Daz. Gifted it to Matthias. Thank you, Daz. You are on the wheel. Ladies and gentlemen, we are doing a raffle. It's a sack exchange from the stock exchange photo with all 4 signatures on it. Excuse me. Programming note. Tomorrow, I'm going to hope to be back. I'm going to go see my mom tomorrow for my birthday, which is Saturday. But Saturday doesn't work with my time frame and hers. So I'm going to go see my mom tomorrow morning, hoping to be back by 12:30. Give you a show tomorrow. Saturday, I have to work soccer in the morning, get home around 2 o'clock. I'm hoping to do a show mid-afternoon on Saturday from 2 to 3:30. Do a little game preview. If I don't get it in at that time, then I might do later Saturday night after I get back from going out. But that's where we're at. So just so you guys are aware. And then, of course, Sunday night, Shine Time, 8 o'clock. Maybe later. I might push it back a little bit with some people traveling and being here after the game. I'm not leaving a lot early. I'm staying a lot late and then head out. So might be pushed back a little bit on Sunday, but maybe 9 or even go back to 10 o'clock. So we'll keep that open-ended right now. ISU, I learned I can go to lunch with the missus and make it back to you to tell you hello once again. Hell yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed lunch. Chris B learned that I have to go. And ladies and gentlemen, if you are a member of the channel, hit that Boomtown emoji. And I thank everyone for watching. I appreciate you guys. Last chance for memberships, super chats. I gifted one that went to AG's Burner. AG's Burner. Well, you know what, Chris B? Maybe you can. Oh, where are we? Try one more for Chris B. We'll try one more for you, Chris. But Boomtown, go ahead, please. Drop it like it's hot. Mine went to Gangrene Gene. Sorry, Chris. I tried. Daz, I learned that thinking is overrated. Nice. Dixon, I learned Nick Shine and Beastbreaker do not like dark chocolate. Very funny. Very funny. Metro, I learned it was 9 toes down touchdown celebration on Sunday if we win. We'll do it in the lot. I throw a touchdown pass in the lot, we'll break it down. Boomtown, I learned last-minute arguments on X take precedent over the shows starting early. Nate can take the wind out of anyone's sails. Players don't go down with the ship. Do not interrupt Phenom. Bonus, Quinnen will be an expiring cake ingredient in a couple years. Tommy is ready to fully grade and pass judgment on last year's draft class 6 games into the season. Green Bean likes chocolate, not fish. Same. Double bonus, this fan base needs to stop shitting on sugar cubes. If we're going to suck, we need to suck to the back of our tonsils. Very well done. Steven, I learned that Nick has a lot more money in his pocket when he doesn't play poker. It was blackjack. Blackjack. Devil's game. The Devil's game. Shout out at the buzzer to David D, who gifted 5 memberships that went to Cuca Lake Jet fan, Dino, JC, Charles Barkley, and Mr. Roberts. David, you are the man. I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone who watched. Last check, did we hit 1,800? No. Poop. Carly says she doesn't have tonsils anymore. Well, there's nothing wrong with still being a spirited go-getter. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching the Nick Shine Show. Have a great day. God bless. And one day we will celebrate a playoff win like this again.
Welcome, my friends. It's a shine time. Shine time. It's time to talk about the Jets. Don't you know it's shine time? Shine time. It's shine time. Time to be with my friends. Hey, have you seen my toe?